Welcome to Ignited Max YouTube channel. At this video we are going to learn some different types of matrices, plus we are going to learn some more examples related to the type of the matrices.
Let's learn some different types of matrices at this video, so please watch till the end so that the concept will be clear, and even don't skip the video. So let's start with it now. First example is based on the row matrix and column matrix. Now the question arises that what is the difference between matrix and matrices? Nothing different, because matrix is in the singular form and matrices it is in the plural form. That is the only difference. Rest all the definition properties is absolutely same, so don't confuse it. Now first definition of the row matrix is a matrix which contains only one row. It's called as a row matrix. A row means the horizontal line, so only one row means only one horizontal line. If it's there in the bracket of matrix, it's called as a row matrix. You can see an example over here. Only one horizontal line is present, so it is called as a row matrix, and the order of the row matrix will be 1 cross n. Why 1 cross n? Because the order of the matrices is m cross n, because m determines the row and n determines the column. So for row matrix the m value should be 1. It contains only one row, so the value will be m value will be 1 and n value will be n number of times. That's why it's represented as n. Now the next property, that is the column matrix. A matrix which contains only one column is called as a column matrix. Only one column means only one vertical line you can see with the bracket, matrix bracket. You can see the matrix bracket. Okay. This is what the column matrix says, and you can see the column only one present, so it is called as a column matrix. Now the order of the column matrix will be m cross 1. M cross 1, why? Because m determines the row and 1 determines the column. It types of matrices is rectangular matrix, in which a matrix says that A is equal to Aij m cross n is called a rectangular matrix. I'm going to giving an explanation about the Aij m cross n. That is, A represent the element, I represent the row, and J represent the column. The element A should be placed at the respective row and the respective column. This is what the Aij term says. It should be placed in m cross n. M cross n is nothing but the order of the matrices, in which m determines the number of rows and n determines the number of columns. So this is what the Aij m cross n determines. Still you have any doubt, please go through the description link. I have already posted a video related to Aij term and m value, n value related to it, so please go through it. Okay, but the rectangular matrix says that if m is not equal to n, the m value, that is the number of rows, should be not equal to the number of columns. This is what the rectangular matrix says. You can see the example over here. I have given the matrices example. Two example I have given. You can see the m cross n value. The m value is not at all equal to n. At the two example you can watch carefully. So this is what the rectangular matrix says. Now the fourth matrix is square matrix. At A is equal to Aij term m cross n. The Aij m cross n, the same explanation for the square matrix. A means the element, I means the row, and J means the column. Okay. Still you have any doubt, please go through the description link. You will get the brief explanation about it, so don't worry. But they have given a small statement for the square matrices. If m is equal to n, that is the number of rows should be equal to the number of columns, then only it is called as a square matrix. You can see the example. I have given the three example. You can check the order of the matrices at the 3. It is 2 cross 2, 3 cross 3, 3 cross 3. It means that the number of rows is equal to number of the columns. So this is what the square matrix says. So the difference between the rectangular matrix and square matrix is, here m is not equal to n, but over here m is equal to n. This is what the difference between it. Now they have given a small statement for it. If I equal to j, then it is called as a diagonal element. I represent the row and j represent the column. If it's equal, then it is called as the diagonal element. If it's not equal, then it is called as a not diagonal element. Different types of matrices is diagonal matrix, in which they have given the two statement. The two statement are absolutely same. You can check it once. Now over here Aij term is equal to 0 when the I term, that is the row, is not equal to j. J means the column. The row value is not equal to j, then the aij term will be 0. I have given the explanation of it. A12 element, A21 element, A31 element, A32 element, A23 element. Even you can take it the other element also, but for the example I have given only this much. You can check it. A12 example, the row means 1 and j, that is the column, means 2. So I is not at all equal to j, so the aij term will become as 0. You can check it over here. A23 element, 2 means the row and 3 means the column. 2 is not equal to 3, so the aij term is 0. So this is what the explanation is given. Even you can check it over here. Second statement, aij is not equal to 0 when the I term is equal to j, that is the row term is equal to the column. If the row value, take the element as a and take the row value as 2 and the column value is also 2. Okay, I value is equal to j, so the aij term is not equal to 0. You can take the example of A11 element, A33 element, in which the row value is equal to the column, so the aij term is not equal to 0. So this is what the diagonal matrix says. The diagonal element, you need to take any of the, you can take any of the element, you can take any of the value, but rest all the elements you need to take the value as 0. You can see the diagonal element 3, 4, 2, you can take any other element, but the rest all the part should contains the value of 0 term. Matrices, scalar matrix, in which they have given the statement aij term is equal to 0 when I value, that is the row value, is not equal to the column value, that is the j value. Okay, if row value is not equal to j, then the aij term will become as 0. If is equal to k, when I value is equal to j, row value should be equal to j when it is represented as the k, where k is any real number. Now you can see the examples over here, the 2 by 2 matrix and 3 by 3 matrix. At the diagonal element, they have contained the same term 2, 2, minus 3, minus 3, minus 3. Diagonal element contains the same term, then only it is called as a scalar matrix. At the diagonal matrix, you can take any of the element in the diagonal matrix. Rest all the elements you need to put it as 0. But the scalar matrix, you need to contain the same element at the diagonal matrix, and rest all the elements you can put it as 0. I is equal to j. Okay, this is only satisfies only in the diagonal elements. Here you can see I is equal to j, here also you can see I is equal to j, in which it satisfies only in the diagonal element. Whenever you can see the statement I is equal to j, then it is nothing but the diagonal element. Now the 7 different types of matrices, identity or unit matrix, in which identity means 1 and unit means also 1, so it's related to the 1 related matrix. Okay, if all its non-diagonal elements are 0, all the non-diagonal elements are 0 and diagonal elements are 1, it's called as a identity or unit matrix. Here I have given the statement aij is equal to 0 if I is not equal to j, is equal to 1 if I is equal to j. I is equal to j is nothing but the diagonal element. Diagonal element you need to put it as 1 value, and rest of the elements you need to put it as 0. This is what the explanation of this matrix. Now 8. 0 matrix or null matrix. 0 or null means 0. Okay, null means nothing. This is what the explanation. If every element of a matrix is 0, it's called as a 0 matrix. If each and every element of the matrix is 0, then it is called as a 0 matrix. 9 different types of matrices. Triangular matrices, which is the one of the most important matrices in the chapter or in the syllabus also you can take it. Now there are 2 different types of triangular matrices, that is upper triangular matrices and lower triangular matrices. So I am going to difference between both of it so that the concept will be clear. Okay, for the upper triangular matrices, they have said that if every element below the diagonal is 0, diagonal means the this part. At this example, I take this example, this part. Okay, if every element below the diagonal element is 0, then it is called as a upper triangular matrices. At this example also I am going to satisfy. Below the diagonal element means this one. So even you can see it's forming the triangular value. So it is called as a upper triangular matrices. Here also I have given the statement over here. Aij is equal to 0. Aij should be equal to 0 when I value is greater than j. Even you can take it as also example. Now the next, lower triangular matrices. Lower triangular matrices says that if every element above the diagonal is 0. Here at this example, this is the diagonal element. Now above the diagonal element is 0, right? So it's satisfying lower triangular matrices. At this example, this is the diagonal matrix. Okay, now above the diagonal element are 0, so this is satisfying the lower triangular matrices. So this is what the difference between the upper triangle and lower triangle. And one more thing, you can see the triangle is forming at this over here. Okay, for 3 cross 3 determinant, the triangle forms. So this is the difference between the upper triangular and lower triangular, which is the most important and the most easiest matrix. And now the next, 10th, determinant of matrix. A determinant, regarding the determinant sum, we have already posted a video. Okay, so please go through it. It's one of the most important to find the determinant. You can see at each and every page the determinant always comes it off. I'm going to read the statement. If A is a square matrix is nothing but the m value is equal to n. M means number of rows and n means number of columns. If the number of rows and number of columns are equal, then it is called as a square matrix. Then the determinant of A is called, denoted by determinant or det A. Even you can call as a det A, or you can put it in the bar form also. It's up to you. Now at the matrix, they have given as determinant form. So this is what the determinant of matrix says. To find the value of the determinant by expanding method, by non-expanding method related to it, you can see it as a description link. I have already posted a video about it, so please go through it. Now the next is non-singular matrix and singular matrix. Okay, non-singular and singular, difference between it. A square matrix is nothing but the m value is equal to n, number of rows is equal to number of column. It is called as a non-singular matrix if A is not equal to 0.
Finding the value of the determinant A which is not equal to 0, then it is called as a non-singular matrix. If we are finding the value of the determinant A which is equal to 0, then it is called as a singular matrix.
The A matrix is given, and after finding the determinant, I got the element as non-zero element. So it is called as a non-singular matrix. And the singular matrix, at the matrix given, I found the determinant of it and I got the element as 0, which is the singular matrix. So this is the difference between the non-singular and singular matrix. So matrices is transpose of a matrix. Transpose, whenever the word comes, then just remember it that way. It's nothing but the interchange. Okay, interchange. I'm going to read the explanation about it. A matrix obtained from a matrix A by interchanging its row or column, it's called transpose of A. Okay, here one matrix is given when the row will interchange as a column and column is interchanged as a row, then it is called as a transpose of a matrix. Here you can see an example. I have given the matrix of 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, now the row, there are 2 rows, right? So I will turn it as I will interchange it as a column. So first row will interchange as a first column and second row will interchange as a second column. You can see it over here. Okay, and the order of the matrices will become as 3 cross 2. After interchanging the row and column, or after transposing it, you will get the order also interchange it. You can see it over at this example. Okay, this is the one of the most important also, because you can see the transpose word, or even you can listen the transpose word again and again at the matrix chapter also. Now I have given this 3 properties for the transpose. One by one we are going to explain. If the order of A is m cross n, then the order of A dash will be n cross m. I have already discussed about it. Here you can see the example 2 cross 3. The m value is 2 and n value is 3. But after transposing it, the m value has become as 3 and n value has become as 2. So this is what the first property says. Now second property, determinant. Det is nothing but the determinant. Okay, determinant A is equal to determinant. Now the A dash. Okay, this is A dash means the transpose value, and before transposing it, it will be A. So if you find the value of A, find the determinant of A and A dash, then it will be equal. This is what the property 2 says. And the 3 says that property 3, A dash of dash. Okay, after finding the transpose value of A, and even you will transpose it, then also it will become as the A. Now this is the A value. Okay, this is the A transpose, that is A dash. Now I am going to transpose A transpose by transpose, then afterwards it will become as these are the row. Okay, so this row will become as a column. So 2 for row, I will interchange as the column. Now minus 3 5, so minus 3 5 I will turn as the column, minus 3 5, and the third row 1 6 I will interchange as the third column. So 1 6, first row will interchange as the first column, second row will interchange as the second column, and third row will interchange as the third column. So afterwards, if you will see the A value, that is the A, okay, and A dash of dash, it's absolutely same. This is what the property 3 says. Next type of matrix is symmetric matrix. Now the symmetric matrix and the skew symmetric matrix is totally related with the transpose of it. So I'm going to explain the first symmetric matrix, then the skew symmetric, and afterwards I'm going to differentiate between both of it so that you can understand very clearly. So let's start with the symmetric matrix. Definition of this symmetric matrix says that it should be of square matrix. Square matrix is nothing but the number of rows and number of columns should be equal at the symmetric matrix. A is equal to Aij term is called the symmetric matrix if A is equal to A transpose. A is any matrix, and after transposing also it should be equal, then only it's called as a symmetric matrix. A transpose is nothing but interchanging of rows and columns. Row will turn as a column and column will turn as a row, like over here Aij, that is A. Okay, I means row and J means column, and after transposing it, A will Ij will become as a Ji. After transposing, Ij will become as a Ji. So it says that in symmetric matrix it should be equal, then only it's called as a symmetric matrix. I have already given example for it. A is equal to 2 3 3 minus 1, it's in the matrix form, and after transposing it also, this row will become as my first column, and this my second row will become as my second column. After transposing also I'm having the same term, so A is equal to A transpose, so A is a symmetric matrix. This is what the symmetric matrix says. Now the skew symmetric matrix. Okay, first the definition, start with it. It should be of square matrix, same motto. Square matrix is nothing but number of rows and number of columns should be equal. A is equal to Aij, it's called a skew symmetric matrix if A is equal to minus of A transpose. Here the A transpose should contain the minus term, like over here Aij. Ij is nothing but row, column. I means row, J column. Now after transposing it will become as Ji, column, row, and it should contain the minus term. Okay, at the skew symmetric. Now I have written over example over here in the matrix form, and after transposing it I got the term in this way, that first row will become as my first column and second row will become as my second column at the A transpose, and I got the term as, if this is my A term, okay, if this is my A term, and I got the result as minus of A. After transposing it, I got it as minus of A. So it is called as a skew symmetric matrix. Now it's the differentiate part between the symmetric and skew symmetric. I'm just late with it. It should be a square matrix. Even here also it should be of square matrix. But it should be of Aij term. Here also Aij term. But A should be of equal to A transpose. But over here they have mentioned that A is equal to minus of A transpose. This minus term is the differentiate between the symmetric and skew symmetric. So after differentiating it, you may find it very easy to understand. That's why I have done it by differentiate method. More examples so that the concept will be clear. Here the question is given as classifying the following matrices. Here there are list of the matrices is given, and we need to classify the matrices with the help of the type of the matrices. Okay, now the first question is given of order 3. Now after seeing this question, after watching this question, you may understand that below the diagonal element you can see the 0 term. So if it comes in the triangular form, then If it come below, then it is called as upper. If the triangular comes in the upper form, then it is called as a lower triangular. By the property you can understand that. Okay, if every element below the diagonal is 0, then it is called as a upper triangular matrix. Here below the diagonal element is 0, so it is called as an upper triangular matrix. Now the second question. Okay, the second question they have given of order 3. Now you can watch the diagonal element is 0. So you may think in that way, if the diagonal element is 0, it's called as a diagonal matrix. No, absolutely no, because the diagonal matrix says that here the diagonal element is 0, but they have given the condition aij term is equal to 0 when I is not equal to j. Okay, aij term is not equal to 0 when I is equal to j. While applying this condition, you can apply to any term. Okay, like if you will apply for the element 4. Okay, for the fourth element, you will see fourth element is present in first row and second column, right? So 1 is not equal to 2, I germ is not equal to j, 1 is not equal to 2. So the aij term contains the fourth element, here the fourth term, but over here the condition says that aij term should contains the 0 term, so the diagonal matrix doesn't satisfy. Now after using the type of the matrix, even you can use the other type of the matrix. After watching it, I got the answer as the A matrix as this one, and after transposing it, transpose means first row will become as my first column, second row will become as my second column, and third row will become as my third column. After transposing it, if you will remove the minus term, okay, minus term, I got the A term, you can see over here. Okay, it's absolutely a term. If A is equal to minus of A transpose, then it is called as a skew symmetric matrix. Now the third example, at the third example, you can see the matrix form in which it contains of 3 rows and 1 column. If the matrix contains only 1 column with m number of rows, then it is called as a column matrix. At the fourth example, its order is 1 cross 3. Because it contains of 1 rows and 3 columns. If it contains only 1 row and n number of columns, then it is called as a row matrix. Now we know that if A11 element and A22 element, that is the diagonal element, contains the same term and rest all the elements are 0, then it is called as a scalar matrix by the property you can see over here. Okay, aij term is equal to 0 when I is not equal to j, aij term is equal to k when I is equal to j. Here the example is also given. The same type is applied over the fifth example. It's called as a scalar matrix. Sixth example says of the order 3, and we need to classify the matrices. If above the diagonal element contains the 0 term, then it is called as a lower triangular matrix. 2, -1, 1. These are all the diagonal element. Now above the diagonal element, these are the 0 term. Then it is called as a lower triangular matrix. Now the seventh examples. Here the matrices is given of order 3. Now you can see the diagonal element 3, 5, 1, 3. Okay, these are, and above the diagonal element and below the diagonal element contains the 0 term, then it is called as a diagonal matrix. Eighth examples. Moving to the eighth example, I want to say an important note before classifying or before checking any of the matrix. Okay, first check the diagonal element. Okay, if you're checking the diagonal element, then 70% of the question will be solved. But in case it's not solving, then just do the transpose element. Okay, after transposing it, definitely you will get the answer. So this is what the important note that you need to note it. So at this example, you may watch. After watching this diagonal element, you can't see any of the similarity. Okay, you can't find any of the type of the matrix. But after transposing it, then you may see that A is equal to A transpose, hence it became as a symmetric matrix. So that is why I am saying an important note. First of all, check the diagonal element. Is there is any similarity? Is you can see the upper triangular or lower triangular or diagonal matrix or scalar matrix, you may check in that way. And in case you are not getting it, just do the transpose term. After transposing it, you may definitely get it. So this is what the important note. Now the ninth sum, you can see here also the diagonal element contains the same term 1, 1, 1. But diagonal element contains the same term if it contains only one unit, then it is called as an identity matrix. Now one small recap. For the fifth example, you may see the diagonal element is there. Even over here also same term contained, but we have written as a scalar matrix. So what is the difference between the identity and scalar? In identity, you need to contain only one term at the diagonal element, but at the scalar matrix there is no any rule. You may contain any element of the same term, 6 6 2 2 minus 1 minus 4, minus 1 minus 1, or the 5 5, any same element at the scalar matrix. This is what the difference between the identity and the scalar matrix. Now the 10th sum. Okay, over here you can see it is of order 3. Now after transposing it, first row will become as my first column, second row will become as my second column, third row will become as my third column. And after interchanging my rows and the column, I got the answer as A is equal to A transpose. Even you can check it, then it is called as a symmetric matrix. Even you can write as a square matrix. A square matrix says that if the order means if the m value and n value, if the m and n are equal, then it is called as a square matrix. Okay, that is why I have mentioned here at 10th example is square matrix, and even it is a symmetric matrix. The square matrix is not only applicable for this sum, even you can apply it for the other sum also. If the m and n value is equal, if the number of rows and number of columns are equal, then the matrix is called as a square matrix. Now you can take any of the example at this column, take the example over here. Okay, at this matrix you can see the order as 3 cross 3. Here the m and n value are equal, so even it is called as a square matrix, and even it is called as a diagonal matrix. You can write both, or if you are not getting it, just write the square matrix. Now let's take the example over here. Okay, even the m and n value are equal, that is 3 and 3, so it is called as a square matrix, and it is also an identity matrix. Now the fifth sum you can take. Here the m and n value are 2. Here the m is equal to n, so it is called as a square matrix, and even it is a scalar matrix. But it is not applicable over here because the m is not at all equal to n. Over here also it's not equal to n, so it doesn't satisfy the square matrix.
If you like this Ignited Max YouTube channel, then don't forget to subscribe it.